All right, well, since the beginning of the COVID pandemic, researchers and scientists from all over the world have been developing programs to combat the virus. And the digital world has been almost as important as the pharmaceutical world in helping people. So here with us today is Byerley, the creator of the COVID-TASER, which you're seeing on your screen there. It's an online tool that allows people to adjust their age, vaccine status, and health background to predict all the risks of the virus. So thank you so much for joining us today. Can you walk our viewers through exactly how this works?
Yeah, so what it does is you can put in your own age and you can figure out what your risk of infection is, death and hospitalization, and then you can compare that to other everyday risks in your life like driving, pregnancy, other things that might be more familiar with you.
Very interesting. And so I'm seeing on our monitor here too, severe allergic reaction after Pfizer vaccine. So this gets very detailed then.
Yeah, this is what I spent my whole pandemic researching, is reading papers. So you could compare the risk of having an allergic reaction to the vaccine to having a bad reaction from a COVID infection.
So in layman's terms, how was this tool developed? I imagine if it took you all of the pandemic, it's pretty difficult. There's a lot of details in this.
Yeah, it's been interesting how hard it is to provide exact estimates and predictions. So we're always like reading the new research on COVID and trying to translate it so it's understandable and easy to make sense of.
Right. So what has been the overall feedback that you've gotten from people who have used the tool here? Because I mean, just looking at it, it looks really easy to use. So that's, the first thing that I noticed. But what has been the feedback so far?
Yeah, so we've interviewed people in Kenya and South Korea and the US about it. And sometimes people leave thinking COVID's more risky or less risky, depending on how they came into it. But a lot of people are really afraid of getting vaccinated. And so we found that people leave usually less afraid of being vaccinated because they see, well, there's a risk to it, but it's a really tiny risk compared to everything else.
Interesting. That is really interesting, especially right now because, with mask mandates dropping, different restrictions kind of falling back, it's up to us to really understand our risk here. So how can people access this tool?
Yeah, they can go to COVIDTASER.com and it's called the Relative Risk Tool.
Awesome. Love it. All right. Thank you so much, Byerley, creator of the COVID-TASER and assistant professor in mathematics education at the University of Georgia. We appreciate your time today.
Thank you so much.